Hi friends, welcome back to Brain Bark. This is Maggie. In previous episode, we talked about CCP's 3F plan to defeat the US, and we mentioned one example of fentanyl. Today, in this episode, we're going to explore more about fentanyl and how CCP is using it as a murder weapon to falter, factionalize, and finish USA. Let's take a look. First of all, what is this fentanyl thing and how powerful it is? Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 80 to 100 times stronger than morphine. Pharmaceutical fentanyl is a synthetic opioid pain reliever. However, most recent cases of fentanyl-related harm, overdose, and death in the US are linked to illegally made fentanyl. Next question, what is synthetic opioid, and how is it named? Opioid is not named based on the chemical structure, but by neuroreceptor. That is to say, if two different chemical substances are taken and accepted by the same group of receptors, then they are both called opioid. If those substances are synthetic, then they are called synthetic opioid. Therefore, due to the same receptor, fentanyl is also called synthetic opioid, even though its chemical structure is completely different from oxycodone, which is widely used in prescription opioid. How dangerous is fentanyl? In the picture, you can see this much of fentanyl can kill you. Fentanyl is about 100 times more potent than morphine and 50 times more potent than heroin. Because of this, the accident of overdose and death is growing with an incredible number here in the US. Let's take a look at the chart to the right. In 2016, synthetic opioids caused way more overdose death compared to prescription opioids and heroin. Now, about the dangerous level of fentanyl, here I give you two questions to think about. First, will skin contact with fentanyl be fatal? Next, will inhaling fentanyl cause death? The answers to both questions are yes. On August 30th, there's an CNN news report said that law enforcement seized enough fentanyl to kill 14 million people. When they traced back to the source, most of them came from China. And in the middle, this is a news reported on August 27th, said that Mexican Navy seized 25 tons of fentanyl from China. On August 21st, the White House posted Twitter said that only last year, the fentanyl that federal agents seized could already kill every American man, woman, and child 4 times. And where are they from? China. How did they get to the US? Easy peasy. They came here by mail. So there are 3 ways that how fentanyl came to the US. First, they illegally manufactured in China and shipped directly to the US through online illegal drug markets. And then there's another way that they mixed with other illegal drugs and then came to the US from Canada, or they sent it to Mexico first, then potentially illegal manufactured in Mexico, then to the US. There are some funny facts that I want to show you. In China, if you bring 3 things to the post office and you said, I want to send them to the US, 1.76 ounces of alcohol, no, you can't. some delicious mooncakes, yummy. No, they are not allowed to send to the US. However, fentanyl, of course you can send it to the US because they're medicine. There is an article that posted on The Atlantic. The title is "The Brazen Way a Chinese Company Pumped Fentanyl Ingredients into the US." It is a very, very interesting article. I will put the link under the description of this video, and you guys are welcome to take a look. In this article, some journalists pretend that they're fentanyl buyers, and they went to a city in Wuhan and asked the salesperson how the packages with fentanyl could be sent to the US. Then the salesman told him below 10 kilograms is express delivery, and above 10 kilograms is by air, and they label fentanyl as food additives. Now let's talk about how is the supervision of fentanyl in China. According to US-China press, it claimed that fentanyl was already belonged to national control since 1996. Since we all know that China is manipulated by CCP, so national control is CCP control. And the regulation of control and illegal manufacturing is under high pressure situation inside China. And in this article, it mentioned people can be sentenced by trading 1 gram of fentanyl. Sounds very strict, right? Let's take a look at this. However, this is a specialized board for fentanyl on domestic shares in China's stock market. On top, the Chinese character is Fentanyl. It is the pronunciation translation of fentanyl. And at the bottom, there's a company called Wuhan Humanwell High-Tech Industry Co. Ltd. Here, let's take a look of the background of this company. First, let's take a look at the picture on the top right. His name is Ai Luming. He was born in 1957. The actual controller of Wuhan Humanwell Company. This company is the leading enterprise of fentanyl in China. Humanwell also opened a company in the US called PuraCap. And in the map down below, you can see that this company already opened 7 other companies throughout the world. And there's one interesting thing that it was mentioned through PuraCap's website. The company's activity explores markets outside the US and countries along the Belt and Road. Here, the Belt and Road means one belt, one road. So they're all related together again. Let's take a look at the guy in the military uniform. That his name is Tang Shengzhi. He is Ai Luming's grandfather. He was a general of ROC, and throughout his bio, instead of going to Taiwan with ROC, Tang stayed in China, and then he became a member of the National Defense Commission. In 1975, National Defense Commission became Central Military Commission. This term, however, was also appeared in the episode called CCP's Infiltration. That was under the introduction of Ye Jianying. So, what is this Central Military Commission? Let's take a look. Central Military Commission is a general name of the highest military leadership of CCP. To the left, it's the logo of the Central Military Commission. And it's a 5-star with 2 letters inside, which is number 8 and 1. It means August 1st. Every August 1st, that's a PLA's Memorial Day. And the building down below is called Ba-Yi Building. If we compare this commission to something similar to the US, that will be the Pentagon. Alright, everyone, this is all about today's episode. If you like us, please subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.